Well, the good news is we did recover. Hello everyone and welcome back to Venezia. So we managed to get ourselves back into the top four, which is really, really good, of course. Managed to get ourselves up there in the Champions League places. Still very, very close all the way down to, well, I mean, same as last season, isn't it, really? It's just the same exact thing where one team's sort of running away with it, and then the rest of the teams are sort of like all fighting, competing for those last places for the European places, top four, and for the Europa League and for the Conference League. So looking pretty close, but if you compare to last season, at the end of the season, we had 9 draws, 9 defeats, and at almost the halfway point, one game off the halfway point, we've got 5 losses, only 2 draws. So we might end up with 1 or 2 more defeats if it continues, but we're going to have a lot less draws. So it's going to be pretty close to the previous season's total. You would think so. Maybe even better. I don't know. It depends how the second half goes. It doesn't always go that you have the exact record in the second half of the season as you do the first. So we'll have to wait and see how it all pans out. But looking good now. We've recovered pretty well off of camera. Got some good results there. Got a 1-0 defeat to Milan. I was pretty upset about this. They did not deserve it at all. Thought we played really, really well. Beat Lazio away, beat Sampdoria away. Did pretty good off of camera, generally, in the results that we had. The Bologna game was actually quite bad as well. That was, as you can see, 2 goals in added time. 1 in the first half and then 1 in the second half. Yeah, I was a bit unhappy with those 2 home defeats, to be honest. So there we are. Finances are looking pretty good. We've just had our training facilities upgraded, which is great to see. The thing to watch out for, though, there is no extra budget right now, and I don't think there's going to be any. So unless I sell anybody, there's not going to be any really, big activity in the January transfer window. So what I thought I would do in this episode then, we might sell somebody at a pretty big offer for Papetti, and it was like £8 million, something like this, but we don't have that many homegrown players, for one, and for two, we don't have many Italian players. I want to try and get as many Italian players as I can. So, I mean, if it's anything that starts with a 10 plus, if it goes into that sort of range, maybe. But for now, I want to keep Papetti if I can. So we could sell somebody potentially, but it's unlikely that that's going to happen for a player that's going to give us enough money to completely redo the squad. So what I thought we'd do in today's episode, let's do a cup special. We're going to do the Italian Super Cup semi-final against Inter, and then we'll have either the final or the third place playoff after that. We'll play against Roma in the Italian Cup third round. Normally, I don't like to do early cup games for content, because I feel like that normally the stakes on the game are quite low. I don't really like when that's done for, in a save. I don't really like watching. If I was the viewer, I wouldn't want to watch normally an early cup round. But the difference is the league's going to be gone, right? We're not going to win the league title. The Italian Cup is important. We happen to have a really big game there. It might be the third round is an important game. Then the next 2 rounds we get pretty easy games at home, and I don't need to show you it. But this game is big because if we get knocked out there, it's a trophy gone. And so we've got 2 opportunities at a trophy. Obviously not in this exact episode. We've got a chance for one, the Italian Super Cup semi-final, then potentially the Italian Super Cup final in today's episode. So we could win a trophy, and then we could get ourselves into the next round of the Italian Cup, which is going to be important too. We can't win the Champions League today, but we can get ourselves to the knockout stage, which will be interesting to see. And that is the current standings for that, which looks pretty good right this second, where we're placed. But we're going to assume we're going to lose the next 2 matches. And I think, do you know what? I think if we can just get a draw, what are we on here? We're on 11 points. If we can get to 12, I think that'll do us. We need to just get 1 draw against the 2 teams that are next to us, City and Arsenal, because Fenerbahce are on 6. Do you know what? It might actually be okay. Unless Fenerbahce win the last 2 matches, they're going to be in trouble, aren't they? Okay, what we'll do is we will play the first Champions League game against City away. We'll do that. If we are mathematically through and the Arsenal game has nothing riding on it, we'll probably do the Udinese game instead. We'll get 1 league game in today's episode as well. And I'll keep you up to date, of course, as we go through the episode of all the cup games, of all the league games, sorry. So yeah, we're going to go through the whole of January. We might do transfers, we might not. There's a good chance we won't. If we don't, it's going to be all these matches. We're going to get 4 matches in today, maybe even 5, actually. I don't know. It's going to be definitely the Italian Super Cup semi-final. If it's the third place playoff, I might not show you that because it doesn't really matter, I guess. If we get to the final, I'll show you the final as well. So it's potentially 2 matches in this competition. Italian Cup makes it 3. We definitely do the City game, that makes it 4. And then we might have to do the Arsenal game, which make it 5. If it's not the Arsenal game, we could do Udinese. We'll just see how we go. It's going to be 4 games, or maybe even 5 in today's episode. And I thought I'd do something a bit like that for this episode, because normally January episode has a bit of transfers in it, but I don't think we're going to have too much. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense. No, weren't too many games off camera. We did pretty good generally, as you can see here. We beat Como 3-0, which was easy. I've already been through the Bologna game. Fenerbahce was pretty comfortable. Lazio was 1-0. That was a really good game from us tactically in this one. Lazio played a 4-4-2. As you can see, the plan works really, really well. We got a 2.0 on XG to their 0.50. And they were the home side, of course, so did really, really good. Yeah, we lost 1-0 to AC Milan. As you can see, the XG was pretty good in our favour. 12 shots to 10, 7 on target to 4, 1.55 XG to 1.22. Did pretty good. Unfortunately, they got their goal. We had 5 half chances to their 3, and they scored late on to steal a victory. And it was disappointing because they were like chasing us down for the fourth place, so that was that. And then we beat Sampdoria 4-2. Bit of a chaotic game, but we got the win. That was the most important thing. Created good XG and looked pretty good. Okay, then here we go. First game is going to be against Inter in the Italian Super Cup semi-final. So it's going to be the same exact thing we did against them last time. If you remember rightly, in the last episode, we tried something else at the start, but then we went to like the 4-2-3-1, almost like as a base tactic, and then used 2 inverted fullbacks to create the 3 and the 1 in front. So we're going to do something similar today. So we'll start off the game with the same tactic, and then we'll change it here in a second. But your team is going to be, because Rainier, Monterese and Handler is out, your team is going to be Ernst in goal, Puz, Jasper Petty, Clemens and Costini across the back, Højlund, Dardai pivots, Asan is a 10, Abada left, Chilafia right, and Azon is going to start off up front because Samu is a better sub, I think, and gives us a better chance of changing the game if we need to, which we often do have to change the game with our tactical plans, but it works more often than not once we've changed it. As the manager says, recent praise is justified. Okay, so to double check, they are playing 3-5-2. They are, that's fine. So we're going to go what we did last time. So we're matching up the midfield 3. So we've got 10 on their pivots, right? And then 2 CMs on their 2 CMs. That's that matched up. We then did 2 inverted fullbacks and a libero. And the reason for this was that when we've got possession, that leaves us 3 against their 2 at the back with then 1 in front. So it sort of gives us a bit of protection screening and then 3 to occupy the 2 while we've got them pinned back sort of thing, right? Then we want 1 player against their 3, which is going to be Azon, and then the 2 wingers on the wing backs. And that's going to be pretty much it. It's going to be pretty simple for us. Not much more messing around other than that. We also went to mid-block last time, so we're going to drop that down a bit as well. And what I've asked the striker to do as well, really here, is that when it goes to the middle centre-back, don't press him. Let him have it. Once he plays one of the side centre-backs, then he can arc his run and start to lock them into one side. That's what the centre-back, that's what the striker's going to try and do for us. That's the plan anyway. Obviously, can't speak to the player like I could in real life and ask him to do this. This is as close as we're able to like get it. I could mark him onto one side centre-back, so it always forces it to one side, but we'll go with that for now, see how it goes. Cool, Venezia, big game. Potentially our first trophy of the series. This worked the last time. It does not mean it's going to work this time. Inter are going to play their... Yeah, there you go, the 3-5-2. I mean, is that their first team? Is that the first team they've got, really? Okay, so the goalkeeper gets it, and our striker tries to press the goalkeeper, which didn't help us out at all. I need to take the press goalkeeper off, I think, because that did not do us any favours. So why is he so free? Let's just watch that again. Let's just go back here, watching what happens to the left central midfield player. Chilafia's there, I guess. For some reason, Dardai's not really paying attention to him there at all, and they get out quite easily. Chilafia goes back, and they cross it to the far post, headed away. Going to get a second chance, though. They come inside now to Inter. They're going to get a chance on goal. They're going to get a shot where they do now. Blocked, goes for a corner. Because watch us play out against them then. It's going to be a goal kick after the corner that we just gave away. So they're going to press with 2. So we've got the 2 inverted fullbacks. They're going to start off like normal fullbacks, of course, and they're going to go centrally, and the libero is going to eventually go forwards too. So we're going to start to see that trigger kick in pretty soon. It's going to come in now. So the libero's gone up. We're going to have the 3 against the 2. If we need to go back, go round them, go round them, go round them, go round them. Good. Okay. Now we've got 2 players here. So we could, I mean, we've got a nice little overload here. We could go into Costini. Then we've got 2 players here if we can use it. Papetti's going to drive with it. He now plays the Costini. It's a bit late. He's moving a bit quicker than that. We did get it to Dardai though. Anyway, he drives with it and then plays a really ambitious ball across the pitch. And that was not good from us. Okay, they might counter us here from a set piece. They're going to start the attack back to the goalkeeper. Don't press the goalkeeper. Good. That's it. Stay on them. Force them in. Are we tight enough to midfield players here? I don't know if we are, because Højlund should be on here and Dardai should be on here. They've gone long anyway. We should win this. Get up. Yeah, it's good. Chilafia gets this. Plays into Dardai. I don't know why we keep doing these aerial passes. It's starting to really frustrate me that. A couple of times towards the middle, we've tried like an aerial pass for no apparent reason. And we're going to get a chance. They're going to go out inside. They cut inside. Their shot is blocked. Is it going to continue? The highlight is going to continue. So not a bad idea that, but they give it away. Now, can we counter? We cannot. Okay, we go then. Dardai goes inside with it, cuts inside still, keeps going, gets tackled. Costini gets it. The attack is still alive, goes into Abada. Surely Abada. Ivan shoots. I think he's offside. I think he's just off. Oh, and he's not. It's 1-0. He's not offside. I guess there's no VAR, because that would have been a VAR shout, I think, definitely, if If there was VR, that had to have been close. I mean, unless I'm missing a player that's playing everybody on side clearly, I'm going to try and pause this where it comes from here. Yeah, look, that's really close. There must have just been no VAR. That's so close. But what a goal that is. Ivan scores, put his first goal on camera in the series, and it's going to be 1-0 to Venezia. We'll take that. Highlight immediately after the goal, which is not good. Okay, so we're looking pretty well set here. I mean, we've got them marked up pretty good. They've got the right centre mid really aggressive in his positioning, which is going to be difficult for us to deal with a little bit. He's just in here now, a bit of space. Can we get across? Hoyland needs to get across to it. You needed to see that was coming. That's not good from Hoyland. I have to man mark him, and I... Because Hoyland didn't react to that at all until it was way too late. Zerbi's for Inter. They play it into the midfield player. Let's see if Hoyland can try and get onto his man a bit quicker this time. Hoyland, where are you going? That's it. That's it. You go over there. That's it. You stay there. Stay with him. Good. That's good. That's better. He's going. He's going. Good. Yes, Hoyland. That's better. Did both his jobs. That was really good. Abada's going to go through. Gets absolutely nailed. And they're going to try and counter us again. And they get the ball through to centre mid. We nearly got to them, though. We were tight on the central field play that time, which was good to see, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. We didn't get the ball, but at least he was tight. At least it forced him to play around us, and he wasn't just like in loads of space because we didn't follow him. Inter's going to get a chance, though. Vitor Roque crosses it. They go through. They shoot. It was so close. Okay, halftime, it's 1-0 to us. We'll say keep it going, lads. Keep it up. Everything's going okay so far. I don't want to change too much. We're looking okay. We look pretty good defensively, and we're looking pretty good in how we're building attacks. Not really executing them greatly, but we're not really executing them great, but we're getting pretty close. So we'll see how it goes in the second half. Eventually, they're going to change their formation if they don't score. They'll go to their, I don't know actually what they'll go to. Maybe to the 3-4-3 kind of formation. Corner for Inter, whipped in towards the near post, flicked on, headed towards the far post, is going to be headed away. Second phase set piece is on. They're going to get a chance here. They can play back to the back line. They're going to switch it across. They're going to get potentially a highlight from this. I don't think it's going to be a counter-attack for us. It's going to get swung into the box. It's got to be headed away. It is. It could be our highlight now if we get to this. We don't. It's another attack for Inter. They're going to come again and get another attack against us. Oh, no, Abada's won it. Good. Abada on the counter-attack. He's got some options with him. Play. Oh, release. No, you got to release those. Is he going to get it back? He just saved it. Push Jazz. Just release it. Good. Abada. Abada tries to play into Asan. Doesn't quite get there. It's a bit of chaos, this. And now, finally, the attacker's going to... Oh, it's just chaos. Absolute chaos. And it's a red card. And it's a red card for Costini at the end of that highlight. I mean, round of applause, really, for the attempt. I didn't really see why that was a red card, but it was, apparently. So that's not good. Only thing I can think of to do here is to just go without a number 10 and go something like that. That's what I'm thinking. So I guess we just do that. That's going to be where we're going to have to go. No, we'll leave it like that. That'll do. Okay, they've changed formation. They've gone to their 5-2-1-2 system. So 2 centre-backs versus their 2 strikers with 2 in front against the 1. That's fine. They got 2 pivot players. It means now that really that we're going to struggle to press their pivot players as much. But I think that's okay. I think we're okay with that sort of formation still against that. Maybe we should go to DMs now. That's probably what we need to do. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, Inter coming away again with the ball. I mean, it's just getting difficult now for us to survive this. They're going behind. They go behind. Dumfries gets it towards the far post. Headed towards goal. Hits the post again. It's just getting so close. Right, the 2 wingers aren't really defending the way that I'd like them to. So I feel like we need to go... Well, either I need to go striker. I might have to go strikerless because I feel like I need another midfield player to help us out. And I don't think we're really getting what we need. So I might go with this. We can go triple attack still, I think. No, let's go with that. Let's go with that and see how that goes. 1 minute left. 5 minutes of added time. We survived this long with 10 men the whole way through. 2 minutes. 1 minute left. Can we do it? Oh, what a result that is. A performance from Venezia. We get the big 1-0 win. 2.10 XG for Inter. Only 0.79 for us. But we took the chance and we reacted well tactically to stop them creating the chances as much as they did. That was a really, really good performance. They had quite a bit of XG, but their chances weren't like... I think they broke through us once properly and got through, tactically destroyed us and broke through the centre of the pitch. That was the only one. The rest of the chances were like... It's crossed the far post and they've just beat our fullback in the air. It was like stuff where you could tell they were struggling to create stuff, and it was like they had slightly better players in some areas, and that's what was creating the chances for them. We did really well for the most part of the game. There's only that one thing that happened. We'll say, lads, so proud of you. We're going through to a cup final. It's going to be a cup final here for Venezia. We're going to get ourselves through to the Italian Super Cup final, potentially the first trophy of the series. Wow, what an unbelievable performance that was. I'm actually really, really impressed with that. That's so good. We've got 2 games on the same day. That's not great. So right now it says 2 games on the same day. I'm sure this one will get moved in a second. But that's great. We've got ourselves the win. And So many people, I think, post online, like whenever the AI does that to them, they're like, got FM'd is the phrase, right? But it shows you that you can go your way as well. If things fall for you and you make the right adjustments, you can get out of situations as well. The red card nearly destroyed us, but we still got through it despite the red card from Castilla. So 1-0 win against Inter, big 1-0 win. It's funny because we did a similar tactic against them last time and beat them 3-2 in a chaotic game, and we've done something similar there, and it was 1-0. So there you are. But Inter must really hate playing against us because I still don't feel like we're completely comfortable. I don't feel like I've got a plan that's going to beat them every time, but it's worked twice, and we've got them twice. We've got their number a little bit. So I'll see you in a few days' time for the game against what is almost definitely going to be, well, it could be them actually. It could be Milan or Parthenope. So we'll see what happens in a second. Yeah, well, first time we're going to get ourselves into the Italian Super Cup final, and hopefully we'll get ourselves our first trophy of the series in a few days' time. I'm assuming Costini is going to be suspended. Everybody else should be good. Monterisi is back, and so is Handel, though, which is really important. I think Handel in particular is going to be really important for us. So see you in a few days. Come on, Venezia. Right, okay, apologies for the change in, not scenery, I guess, but just change in recording. I recorded the first part of this episode a couple of days ago, and it's been basically Christmas and New Year. It's been a few days since I last recorded this part of the episode, so things might look a bit different as we conclude the rest of it. Off camera, you missed a league game that we won 6-1, no problems there. But then what did happen is they did change our schedule going into the rest of the episode. They changed, I had the Napoli and the Milan game on the same day. So they've moved the Napoli game and they moved the Milan game too, actually, I think. But anyway, now the game against Milan is going to be right now. So we're going to play in the Italian Super Cup final. We might be able to win our first trophy of the series right now here against Milan. Then we're going to play against Roma in the Cup, the Italian Cup, that we're going to finish off with the games against City and Arsenal in the Champions League, depending on what we're playing for, all that kind of stuff as well. But that's how we're going to finish today's episode. And I'll bring you a little update on the league table as we go. The first game that we played off camera, played one game off camera, won 6-1, pretty comprehensive, and it puts us in as follows. Not too much to look at right now, other than we are 3 points into the top four ahead of Torino here. So really, really close. Let's not dwell on it too much. It was a good win. It was a typical game where you get out in front, you start in front. Going into the game against Milan, okay, they're going to play 4-3-3. So we're going to match up numerically pretty good with the 4-2-3-1 against their 4-3-3. And we're going to try and we're going to leave our striker on the two centre-backs. We're going to leave our number 10 on their pivot, and then two pivots versus their two CMs. That's going to be our plan against them going into this one. Your team then for the cup final is going to be Ernst in goal, Busquets, Papetti, Clemens, and Monterisi across the back. Handel and Dardai is the pivots, Asana is a 10, Abada left, Chilafia right, Azon's going to go up front. That's going to be a team. Come on, Venezia, chance to win a cup. For the first time in the series. So can we do it? We'll find out. It's a good matchup for us in terms of formation. Numerically, should be fine. Let's double check it actually here in a second. Assistant manager says, go and show everybody what we're capable of. Okay. So there it is. It's confirmation. It's going to be the 4-3-3. Yes, there shouldn't be too much to mess around with really out of possession. It should be pretty simple of who picks up who. We're going to move Asan to the natural central spot for the pivot player. And Asan's got a really, really simple task. Just take care of the two centre-backs. Don't press the goalkeeper, actually. Maybe we should make sure that he doesn't do any of that. But that is going to be a team. That's going to be your setup. Come on, Venezia. Boys getting that out in their 4-2-3 formation. Looking forward to this. It'd be nice just to get a trophy, really, just for once in the series. And they, 2 defeats in the last 5. Got a chance. We've got a chance here. Okay, so they're going to kick off first. And they're going to play it across to the right-hand side. And we're just going to see, really, if they retain it, which they don't get a chance to, just where the pivot players, our pivot players start and where we pick up their central field players. But the first highlight's going to come to us 90 seconds into the game. Papetti out to Busquets. And we've got some bit of an overload there. We don't really use it. Busquets goes wide, cuts back, swings it across to Chilafia at the far post, headed away by Theo Hernandez. Going to be a corner. Okay, Clemens has it here. Just seeing from a formation perspective how we're looking here. So if Dardai can keep staying wider here, he's dragging the attention of the winger inside. That leaves us really with like a 3v2 in this area. And that's with their number 10, or the pivot players going to start sliding across, and they get there. So we need to move a bit quicker, really. We need to move the ball a bit quicker in those scenarios, I think, to get us to execute those overloads slightly better. Busquets gets it again. He wants to find Asan if he can do it. If he can do it. If he can do it. He does it late, and then it goes nowhere. Milan with the free kick. They go wide. They're going to kick it back to Raspadori. He's got loads of time and space on the edge of the area. They're going to get through. They get a shot away. They shoot. Keeper saves it just. Let's just watch this team. Let's just watch this sequence play out. Let's see exactly what the boys do. So we've got a two-man central build-up shape here with the two behind, like a 2-2, with then two wing-backs high and wide as well, which is nice. Straight into Chilafia. Good. Takes a touch, loses it. I do find that at times is a bit of an issue where that long pass from fullback to winger just gets cut out. And I know that Pep or people have spoken about Pep saying that he doesn't like that pass, and it's over quite a long distance, and you don't really get many angles off it. It's very easy to react to the second touch in those scenarios. So yeah, just trying to find a way to prevent that really if we can avoid it. It's nice to have somebody in the half space early, or like when Chilifia gets it, it'd be nice if he's got somebody instantly there as an option, but Dardai isn't always across in time. Free kick from Milan, whipped in towards the far post, going to be headed away, no, towards goal, over the bar. Let's see the subsequent goal kick as well. Let's see what happens here. So I feel like that we're going to get the ball easily to the fullbacks again, and then it's going to be a case of right back to right winger sort of pass, and I just want to see if that happens again, whether the same outcome happens where it goes sort of long into him right now, then we lose it again. Is that what's going to happen? Monterrey's going to beat the player. Now he's going to play a short pass to Chilifia. He's got someone space to turn. Turns into a bit of a tricky situation, but he gets out of it. Got to release it quicker. No, see, that had to go in here, really. Handel needs to be the one getting the ball. If we want to start to execute, like if we're going to break through their lines of press and get to that point, you have to then look to make use of the advantage that you've created, not just to really go back and reset the picture every time. Because resetting the picture is fine when trying to maneuver teams around. But when you beat through their press a little bit, it's a shame that we couldn't just progress the ball slightly quicker there. We stay on the ball though with Handel. Handel into Asan. Asan into Puzjaz on the left-hand side. Takes some touches. Again, I think it's really here as well. The left back just sort of going wide, whipping crosses isn't the most ideal of scenarios. There we go. Papetti going to go left, is he? It goes back to the right. Montrese. Okay, Montrese. What you got? So much time and space to travel with that. Travel with it. Travel with it. Good. Can you find a release to somebody? Right, central field will have it. And if you want, gives it Chilifia. Chilifia takes a touch inside, gets tackled. Should have gone to Dale earlier, but gets there anyway to Chilifia. Goes to the right hand side. Keeps going. Asan gets a shot away. Shoots. Oh, it was nearly a goal as well. Much better. Right, we're approaching half time. Absolutely nothing's happened really in this game. XG's low, shots are low. And they go long from their free kick. Asan gets to it, plays it back to Puzjaz. Okay, here we go. We're going to reset the attack from here. Puzjaz gets it. Goes inside Papetti. Papetti back to Puzjaz. Puzjaz. Oh, he's giving it away. I don't believe what I've just seen. It's going to be a highlight for Milan from us giving the ball away. Puzjaz again at left back. It's a problem, isn't it, for us? They go through, they cut it back. They're going to get a shot away. Loftus-Cheek surely shoots, hits the post, goes back again, and it's going to be a free kick. But we need to pick up this left back position right now. Okay, I'm going to say proud of everybody's efforts. So I'm not happy with this, with the way that we keep getting these players into areas and they keep giving the ball away. I'm going to go wing-back defend on this side to see if that just balances out a little bit with him maybe playing the ball simpler at times rather than trying to dribble with it. So we'll go with that and see how that goes. We've triggered a highlight instantly. I think we might be a little passive now having those flat four defenders and having the two wide ones not really overlapping and no libero stepping into the field. It could be a little passive, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, in a one-off game, it's fine. I just think long-term, this probably isn't going to be a solution. We'll see what happens here, though. They make some combinations, and that is that. Okay, we're going to build from the back here with Handel, Dardai, into Monterese. Takes a touch, plays it back into Clemens. Clemens stays on it. Good plays into Handel. Good. Tries to play it early into Abad. I don't know if I like that at all. And Milan are going to get a chance from it. It's really, really poor from us. They're going to get a chance on the right-hand side. They go wide. They're going to get a cross in, you'd think. He's got the cutback if he wants. Whips in across far post. Headed towards goal. And saves it with ease. I didn't like the positioning of the left back. I mean, the other thing to do is you could just do this. We could just slide Puzjaz in there. Here it is. Muslija, free kick. Far out against Milan. Shoots. Hits the woodwork. Comes out. Oh, and it's going to be cleared away. I don't believe it. Oh, that was the chance. There's a late highlight. Milan's free kick. Edge of the area. We tackle them. Handel doesn't quite get there. Second time. He does. He comes away with it. It could be our highlight. Stay on the ball. Release it now. Good. Asan, left-hand side Perini. We need to make some runs forwards, lads. Samu gets it. Plays it back into Papetti. We reset the picture. Good, okay. Muslija's just about in space. Heads it. Oh, dear. This is not good. This is not good. They go wide. It's going to be a highlight for Milan. Last 5 minutes of the game. Goes into the box. Shoots. Scores 1-0. Yeah, I mean, what I've learned again, as I said this before. Oh, hang on. Corner. Last kick of the game. Surely. Muslija. Perini. Oh, it's not a penalty. Right, well, what I was going to say was, wow, good effort. Yeah, what I was going to say was, what we've learned, I mean, I've said this before already, is that when we go 4-2-3-1 versus 4-3-3, we match up the formation, so I move the number 10 to the middle. Whenever we do that, we end up in those kind of games where neither team really creates a lot. If somebody scores from a set piece, they normally win the game. And so it's pretty good for us as an underdog to do that. The problem is that, you know, if you do that, you can let 60, 70 minutes of the game drift, and then just the goal goes in against you, and it's really hard to come back. So that's the danger of it. So if I was to do that going forwards as a long-term strategy to keep doing that with the exact tactic that I've got, what I need to consider is having the number 10 offset to the left allows the tactic to work better, because it means when building on the left, having the extra player already offset to the left means we can find in the ball slightly quicker. It gives us more combinations on the left-hand side. And on the right side, it doesn't affect too much anyway. do we just offset him to the left and then maybe man mark the CDM for against the 4-3-3? Or alternatively, do we then try and go to the mid block and allow the striker to drop onto that pivot player instead and leave the two centre backs spare? Next one might do that. I might go striker goes on the pivot player. Our offset number 10 just stays there. He can pick up effectively the centre mid, and then the right centre mid can be picked up by our other pivot player, leaving then the deep line playmaker to be the spare player. We might do that next time, just because I think that might be better for us in possession. So we'll see. We'll say did ourselves proud. I mean, they couldn't do much more. There's a massive gap between us and the top teams at the moment. So, I mean, you can't get too annoyed at the lads. It does finish 1-0, though. It's a defeat. We got a bit of money for that, which is good. And, yeah, disappointing. But I'll see you in a few days for the game against Roma. Okay, so our scouting report says they're going to play 4-4-2 against us, looking as so. So, I mean, 4-4-2 has always been a bit of an issue for us. I think that pretty much leaving it the same is the way to go. Two pivot players, our two central field players, or our number 10, our central field player, are going to take their two pivots. Our CDM is going to be the spare player to be in front of the two strikers to screen. Then the striker goes on the centre back. So that's probably how we're going to approach this. We've got a few players out. So your team is going to be Ernst in goal, Puzjaz, Monterisi, Clemens, and Bryce across the back. Handel, Dardai pivots, Asan 10, Chilifia right, Abada left, Azon up front. You've got Costinia, Pepetti, and Hoyland all out for this one. So let's see exactly how they do line up, because it might not be the 4-4-2, but I do think it is going to be. Let's just make sure it is first. Assistant manager says our home form is important to us, and let's double check they're going to play the 4-4-2. They are. So yeah, these two can pick up the two central field players. That's fine. I could move them up a little bit, I guess. I think that's the best way to go against the 4-4-2, is to go with that. And then we can leave. I think everything else can stay exactly the same. I think that's just what we're going to go for. Then we have to make sure that Azon doesn't go running around pressing the goalkeeper, because we need to make sure that he's not a problem. But the centre back's going to be picked up by Azon, and then he can also help screen any passes into the middle. Maybe we should go like trap outside to just make sure that because he will still at times screen first and then go and press second. So I think that's probably about right for him. This feels like it's a good way to go against Roma. We'll see how it plays out, of course. It is only like the third round of the Italian Cup, but it's a trophy that we could win. So that's why I want to show it to you. And there is a highlight immediately, by the way, in this game. So we'll see how it goes. Monterisi. Shit. Right. That was not good. Here they come. First highlight of the game. It's not even going to be a minute on the clock if it goes in. And they go through. Deflected. Well, I never. So there you go. That's going to be 1-0 to Roma. All that tactical talk was for nothing. I mean, they've had 0 shots on goal so far. They've still had 0 shots on goal. We've had 2, but with the next year of 0.28. I feel like eventually we're going to get a goal. We're going to get a clear chance anyway. We'll see what this is going to be. It's going to be a set piece. Dardai's going to play this back into Handel. Handel's going to take some touches. Back into Dardai, who's on side. Back to Handel again. Keeps going. Stays on it. Crosses it. Dardai shoots. There we go. Have a bit of that. 1-1. Okay, Dardai gets this. Plays it into maybe the right back now. Does Bryce want this? He does now. Bryce has a spare player on the edge of the area. There he is. Handel into Puzjaz. Puzjaz back to Handel. Not the prettiest way of exploiting the attack there. Bryce continues. Bryce on the right-hand side. Cuts back. In Chilifia. Chilifia into Handel. Takes a great touch around the CDM there. Goes through. Shoots. Keeper saves. Goes for a corner. Roma have still created 0 shots on goal so far. 0 shots on goal. They've got their goal, of course, from the deflected cross. And there we go. If Ivan wins this off of the defender. Ivan goes on the counter. Needs to release this to somebody. Goes wide. Cuts inside, plays it to Handel. Handel releases it to Puzjaz. Puzjaz, get off it. Not on your right foot, Puzjaz. Maybe left now. Shoots. Oh, keeper saves it, goes for a corner. It's going to be 1-1 at half time. I think Roma got their first shot right before the end of the half. So we'll say, keep doing all you're doing. Because, I mean, they're doing really, really well from a tactical perspective. Again, that's football, right? Is that you can have the right tactical plan, the players keep and execute it right, and just some random stuff in football can happen, and you find yourself behind in the game. So we're going to bring on Pierini for Abada in the early part of the second half. Potential highlight for Roma here. They throw the ball down the line. They're going to work the ball now. Played inside. Monterisi wins this. Dardai turns and plays forward in a really ambitious pass into nobody. Get to the second one. Good. Handel releases it. Chilifia just like gets there. Uses, hopefully, the fullback. Just gets tackled anyway. That's fine. It went into the player that it should have gone to. It just was just from a tackle instead of an actual pass. Asan goes through. Left foot shot. Surely now. Oh, he's gone too far. He's gone too far. Puzjaz stays on it. Goes wide. Looks to use Handel, does he? He does not. And we get sprung on the counter. Here they go. Dybala. Dybala goes wide. And they're going to still continue their attack. Here it comes. It was nearly a second own goal. So, I mean, Puzjaz needs to come off. I've seen enough of this. I mean, I don't know what to do here. I guess we go Bryce left back, Monterisi right back, Leonidas at centre back. We'll go with a bit of that. And we'll change the striker as well. Another bloody corner from Roma, whipped in, headed towards goal. And I mean, just slap the set piece, coach. Corner, whipped in, headed away. Second one comes in. Second phase of it comes. Dybala shoots, and I'm just going to get angry, I think, in a second. I think we're going to get a chance. It's just going to be a case of do we score from it? All I get is it goes wide on the right-hand side, whips it in towards the far post. Samu goes headed towards goal. Game over. Corner, whipped in. Bryce. Pierini gets it, shoots. Okay, 3-2. Now that's probably enough time to get one more. Come on. Into added time. 2 minutes left. There's going to be a highlight. They're going to play it long from the free kick. Headed down. Do we get to it? Can we counter? Can we counter is the question. They go through. Keeper's going to collect this. We've got a chance. Clemens takes a touch, drives with it. He's got to try and play it quickly. Plays it into Hassan just about in time. Was all out onside is the question. I think he's good. Plays it across. Is Samuel onside? It doesn't matter because he's bloody missed the chance. Last highlight of the game. This has to be the very last one. Hassan, Monterisi. It feels like it started a bit too high up for it to be a goal. It's head. Okay, we'll see what happens now. Bryce goes left. He goes right. He whips it across. Handel gets there. Whips it across. It's got to be in. It's a goal. All our scores to make it 3-3. From absolutely nowhere, we get ourselves 2 goals. If it's onside, it's going to be 3-3. Is it onside? I think it might be onside. I think he's fine. I don't see the problem would have been. And it's a goal. It's going to be 3-3. Okay, well, so they keep working hard extra time. Okay, free kick here for Roma. They're going to play it long up to the strikers. We've got 2 pivots sat there now, not really doing much here. Samuel gets it, plays to Monterisi. Bit of an acrobatic pass to the centre-back from the striker. Leonidas plays it into Bryce. Bryce has got some time. Plays it straight to the opposition. Gets it back. Pierini. Rainier takes a touch. Looks to switch it, does he now? He's got to try and switch this. There's players everywhere. All I should have got... Well, not that he should have got to. The pass probably should have got to him, though. Anyway, it's got to play they want it to go to, one of these two, Ola or Monterisi. Makes one on the inside. Ola plays it to Muslija. Muslija into Samuel. I think he might be onside. Goes through. He's got to score. He's scored. Is it onside? It looked close. I didn't look until a bit late, so I thought it was onside, but I could be wrong. I would put money on this. I think he's just on, though. Oh, he's just off. Okay, Muslija gets it. Second half of extra time. We give it away again. Yet again, a really poor pass straight to the opposition. And they're going to get a chance from this. Everyone goes through, shoots, he scores, and it's going to be 4-3. Last kick of the game, you would expect, or last highlight, not last kick of the game. This will be the last highlight, though. Roma start off with the ball. Whose highlight is it going to be? We need a goal, lads. Come on. Can we turn it over? Can we force us to turn over? The answer to that is going to be maybe yes now. If it's no, that was it. That was your chance, lads. That was your chance. Monterey says, lads, don't worry. I'll put in a 1980s 2-footed challenge. I got your back, lads. Is what he says. And we go through. Pierini, far post. Goes up with the header. Gets headed away. And it's back in the direction. Back in the direction again. Oh, it's just chaos. It's absolute chaos. Roma are going to come away with this. It's going to be Roma highlight, isn't it? It looks like it. It looks like it. So we're going to get knocked out of the Italian Cup, which is really disappointing. I thought we'd be able to win this at home as well, especially. And there you go. That's 5-3. So devastating. Lots of goals conceded from us from an Italian team. So not happy about that. Finished 5-3. I'm going to say disappointing to the lads. I'm not happy about that. A home game against a team that isn't the team that's top of the league, which is Inter right now. That's a really, really, really disappointing result for me. Really upset about that. Not a good couple of games, really. I mean, in one game, we couldn't create anything. And in that game, we couldn't stop anything. So not great. Yeah. Right. Okay, I'll see you in a few days for the game against Manchester City. I'll play the Parma game off camera. We'll see where we're at in the Serie A after that game. But 2 really disappointing close games there that could have gone either way. So I'll see you in a few days for the game against Manchester City. And welcome back, everybody. So some of you may have noticed there's been quite a big gap and change from the last recording to this one. I started recording this episode in 2023 at some point it would have been, and for a number of different reasons I had to stop recording. Some of you may have noticed that it's not been the best time for me, just a few different reasons really over the last few weeks, and yeah, content became difficult to do from a time perspective, but also if you're going to do something like this, I feel like you have to have enough set aside where you're going to put energy into, yes, making the videos, but the editing, and the whole project, right? I see it like a project, and I just felt that it got to a stage where I couldn't do that at the time, and ultimately these episodes as well. We've only done 15 episodes of this series, But because they're all like an hour long, or if, on average they're probably more than that if you take the whole series into account. Effectively, for like a standard FM series for like the average, I guess, creator, that would be really that's 30 episodes because we're doing almost like 45 minutes, an hour long episodes every single time. So really, this series is like 30, 45 episodes in rather than 15. It's just because the episodes are so long and the way that we've structured them that it only has number 15 on the list. This would be episode 16, I believe. But yeah, the point is that there's been quite a big gap between the two. I always wanted to finish this series, and at the very, very bare minimum, I wanted to finish this season and get this season finished. So, and we're definitely going to do that. We're going to get this season finished, whatever happens here. But yeah, just that it was time. Time did just become difficult when I moved here, and other things started happening. And just a few different things that I can't really go into. But yeah, very busy time coming up soon. But really, from just a personal perspective, it wasn't the best time for me. I don't like to really talk about that too much with my content stuff. But some people did somehow pick up on it just from stuff that I'd said. And I appreciate everybody. But the big thing that sort of that made me want to finish this was that a few different people have reached out to me in completely different ways and in different platforms and everything. But there's no real common theme about what they've said, really, other than that either they missed the videos coming out or something that I've done content previously has helped them get through a tough time. And there was somebody, some of you may have seen on my Twitter, who was really struggling with their life, and who was on like suicide watch, suicide support, I guess, at a hospital in a different country. And they had said that basically the Game Foot Manager and my content specifically is the only reason that they got through the most recent times, and it's probably the only reason they're still there, at least right that second. And I asked that person to reach out to me because it was incredibly like moving thing to read from somebody. From something that I've done for my content, like it was honestly, it was really, really touching to read that. And at the same time, little did this person know that I wasn't having a good time myself either. Nothing like too bad. I don't want to don't read too much into it. Just saying that I wasn't doing as well as I was before I'd moved, basically. A lot of different things had happened. Well, like the day that blog came out, introducing everybody to the positional rotations, positional play feature with the inverted fullback roll and all that kind of stuff. That was like one of the high watermarks of my year, really, because I was at a Busted concert with the VLP tickets. I just met them actually, and spoke to them, and that blog had come out. And to see the reaction of people that had wanted that feature for so long be so happy about what was going into the game made me feel so fulfilled and happy, because it's something that I'd worked on, something that I wanted to see as well. And to see people have the reaction they did was just incredible. And then not long after starting this series, really, things started to get slightly more difficult for a number of reasons. And then moving was just, it didn't add on, it was just different. Rather than having some of the issues that I then had different issues. And we're all good now. Everything looks pretty well set up. But yeah, I just thought I'd give you a bit of a backstory as to why there's a bit of a break in the videos. But anyway, the reason why I'm back recording really right now is these three people that had reached out, and the main one being somebody that had really been struggling and had said how much my content had helped them. And to be honest, I always make content, like I don't make content by the book, like where people will say, content creators in any game will say, you have to do a clickbait type title, or get somebody to do your thumbnails for you, or do X, Y, Z to become a good or profitable content creator, whatever it is. I don't care about any of that. I do these videos because I love Foot Manager. I love making videos for the people that want to watch them, for the people that follow my content and like my kind of content. I make it for them. I don't make it for the 100,000 people who might drop in and out of my content if it's clickbaity enough. That isn't what I'm here to do. My career is not based on content creation. I don't think it ever will be. It's just, I make videos that I would like to watch. I like to watch long form videos that are chaptered, so I know when I can skip past things. And like if I'm watching something while I'm having something to eat, or I'm going to bed at night, or I'm watching somebody play a video game that I couldn't buy because I didn't have the money. And that happened to me quite a lot when I was younger. There'd be so many games I'd like to buy and play, but I knew I was never going to get the money in time to play it in the next year or two. So I thought, okay, I'll watch somebody else do a playthrough, a walkthrough kind of thing. So And that's not really the same for Football Manager, but you sort of get the idea of like, I like to watch somebody else play the game like almost properly or like in depth, and I like to soak in the story of what's going on. So I make my videos the same way. I make the videos the way that I would want to watch them as a user, because I'm sure everybody that watches anybody on YouTube doing anything, whether it's film reviews, whether it's video games, everybody must have 4 or 5 people that they like, but they all do something that they wish they did slightly differently, because if you did it, you do it that slightly bit differently, then it would be perfect. And I have the same thing, right? So I'm sure there's things that I do that some of you might think that is really enjoyable for 90% of the time, and there's a 10% where you go, I wish you would do this differently. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. If there is that 10% ever, you just feel free to let me know, because sometimes maybe I just haven't considered it. Sometimes it's a time constraint. It could be a number of different things, but yeah, there's always that sort of 10%. So anyway, I make the videos the way that, either I would like to watch them generally, in that sort of, in that sort of area, and then hopefully like-minded people like me watch the same content that I like, and they're more my kind of people, right? So that's generally how I approach it, and I think generally I've got it pretty good, because for like the channel grew pretty a decent pace, considering that I wasn't really pushing it as far as I could have done. And I'm really happy with the people that I've got here on the channel. I really appreciate all of you, and everything that you have done for me, really. And yeah, and there's a few different people. That was one of the things that happened that made me realize that I've made an impact on at least somebody's life somewhere. And to be honest, if I was able to impact one person positively, if people are having a tough day, they come home and they get to see, and they see that my content has been uploaded regularly, hasn't been recently, but let's say when it was, and for that 45 minutes or for an hour, that was just something reliable, somebody who wasn't going to go over the top with the reactions. It was just some steady, constant, consistent Football Manager and football analysis from somebody that they like to watch. If I could have been that for somebody, that was great. So, for somebody to be, wanting to come off suicide watch because of stuff that I've done, that's obviously, that's nothing you could ever anticipate. But all these two people and the things they reached out from, not all of them were that serious, by the way, but all the things these people said, it made me realize that it's quite funny the name Cult is in my channel, because it's like, we are a smaller channel and community here, but the people that love my kind of videos are my kind of people. You're my kind of people, and it's quite funny how the word cult is in it, not meaning it like the way that it's coming up, but it is that sort of cult feeling amongst everybody. And I think I have a responsibility that I've made the platform, I've got the name for myself to a point where it's my responsibility to continue to make videos and create videos for everybody else. Like, like, is content creation something I always wanted to do? No, it was never something that I ever wanted to do. I wanted to be a football coach, working in professional football. That was only something I ever cared about. Working at Sports Interactive and Football Manager was a very, very nice segue to what my career path was, or I thought it was. And this is something that just came out somewhere in between. I don't know how this came about really, but it did. And yeah, apologies really for like not explaining really what was going on, because honestly, like, I sort of did. There's no way I was going to type it out. Like, I was never going to type out everything, because one, it'd be too long. Two, things would get misconstrued, that people could think things maybe worse than they were, or alternatively, nobody wants to read that bollocks. Nobody wants to fucking read somebody moaning about loads of life stuff all the time. So I was never gonna write it all out. But yeah, we're gonna be back making videos. This will be resuming and carrying on. We will finish off this series. We're gonna finish this season. And if I feel like the tactic is good, we'll review this end of the season, and I'll make sure that we finish this season. I'll have the tactic uploaded with a few variants, so you can all keep it and try it for yourselves. And then we'll go from there. But yeah, really just a massive, thank you from me. I think what I've learned as well is, if my videos weren't so long and in depth, maybe I could have carried on for a bit longer. But when you're doing like a hour-long recording for a video that's going to be 45 minutes. Actually, recording might be longer, actually. And then, you've got to edit it afterwards. I think maybe subconsciously as well, it's a massive effort to do something like that. And although I've got a pretty high work rate, and in good times I can just smash through those videos, when you're not feeling your best, it doesn't have the same appeal to it. Yeah, but thank you to those of you that kept saying. I kept seeing comments like, I don't know, a tactical discussion comes up and it's about De Zerbi, and so somebody referenced like my series and said they're waiting for the next video, and it's It's taken a while for me to get back to this point for a number of reasons. Like I said, time is one of them. But we're back. There's so much more I'd like to go into. I'm not going to go into it now because this is potentially going to be in the middle of a video, so some people might not even see this. But for those of you that have and that have sat through the video and have seen this bit, thank you for me. And we will finish this season. You'll see us. Well, hopefully, we're not going to win a trophy, are we? Let's be honest. We're not going to win the league. We're not going to win the Champions League unless it's a miracle. But we're going to at least finish, hopefully, in the Champions League places again. So what we've done, off camera, we beat... who did we beat? One game, was it Parma? Beat them 4-1 off camera a second ago. That was pretty easy, to be honest with you. All I did was match up to their 4-3-1, thus going to a 4-3-3 out of possession, and we battered them. But yeah, if you look at the league tables, so the first year we weren't in the league, obviously. Second year, second. And then this year, if we could finish second again, that'd be nice. Despite the fact we don't have a trophy to go with it, it would still be quite a nice thing to be consistent. But there's still a very, very close race for that top few places. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know how much of that I'm going to have left in. There's a good chance I'm going to leave all of it in because I sort of jumped around to just bits that sort of felt appropriate to mention. But yeah, basically the gist of it is the only reason I'm back doing videos is for all of you. Like I said, I set up the channel, I have a platform, and I feel a responsibility to carry it on. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. I feel a responsibility to carry it on because, like, my job, my coaching, everything else that I'm doing, that takes up enough time. But it's like responsibility is. I feel a responsibility to carry this on, and at the very least finish this series off, and we'll see from then. I'm not saying, by the way, that I'm going to definitely end my content after FM24 cycle is over. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that until it even gets to that point, I'm not even going to consider it. Like, we're definitely going to be carrying on. The channel's not going to die. We're going to carry on. Although I've not uploaded a video for a month now, so we'll see what the numbers do. Hopefully some of you are still around for this. And that's why I'm saying this season. Like, if it turns up because I've not uploaded a video for a month and it was getting a bit sporadic around Christmas, if because of that the viewership drops massively, I'll still carry on the season to the end. So the people that are watching this in the future have seen three seasons of the recreation, and everybody else that's watching got a bit of a conclusion to it. And then if I do end at the end of the season, what I would do is put the tactics up, put the save file up, and have you take it over and see how many of you can win trophies the quickest with Venezia. You can't cheat and do loads of installment stuff and say, I won the league the next year, but you spent 400 million on transfers. You got to still do it in the same financial responsible way we've been doing things before. Yeah, I'm not saying that using installments is cheating, by the way. I'm just saying that if you take over the save file and win it next year because you know, spent 400 million in one transfer, which is something that I wouldn't have done or been able to do with the way they were doing this. I'm not sure that's totally fair, I guess is the best way to put it. But there we are. Anyway, let's get into the games then, because we've got... this might be the last game of the actual episode anyway, because a lot of teams have now qualified mathematically. It depends on other results, really. If we get a draw, we might be through. So we'll have to see. But the game against City then. City, do they still have Pep as manager? I can't actually remember this now. Yep, Pep's still there, which is good. Good. You can play against City's 4-3-3 with Pep as manager. That's going to be interesting to see. They're going to have a good team out, you would have thought. And we will match up with them. I think probably with just our base formation, right? We'll just go in with the base formation and see how we go. But yeah, let's go through the team and then let's see who they're going to play against us. Okay, so your team is going to be Ernst in goal, Puskas, Papetti, Clemens, and Monterese across the back. Handel and Dardai as pivots, Asan as a 10, Chilafi on the right, Abad on left, as on up front. See, this team and this club is in a really good position to really kick on as well. So it's a bit of a shame that I've not really been able to carry this on as much, because I'd love to be 4 or 5 seasons in now with this team and see where we could have got them with the De Zerbi tactic, which has been great. So Pep has gone for Edison in goal. He's gone for Rijo, Luis Diaz, Gavardio, and Ake across the back. Rodri, De Bruyne, Foden in the middle. Bernardo Silva, Rodrigo, and Haaland is going to play it up front. Assistant manager says, if you carry the performance on the last match, you'll do well. Okay, 4-3-3 for City. We know these players pretty well, of course. Well, do you know what? We need to see, first of all, what he uses role-wise here, because that could be a 3-2 build-up with a libero and 2 inverted fullbacks, or it could be an inverted wing-back with an inverted fullback the other side. So I don't know who's going to go where right now. So that makes it more difficult to... Oh, hit the microphone. That makes it more difficult to know exactly who to put on what here. I think the only thing is, do we go proper mid-block here and drop the striker onto Rodders here? Onto Rodri. Do we go Azon onto Rodders? Bit of that, maybe. And then Asan can go... Oh, they're going to go 4-3-3 though, aren't they? So we're going to have Rodri, and then really that leaves Asan to be free. These two are going to pick up the 2 CMs. I think we go with that, and we say we get on in a mid-block against them. And the only thing I'm going to say is on Rodri, we want to make sure he's tightly marked. And on the centre-backs, let's make sure that they're not tightly marked. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll just go with that for now and see how they line up, because I don't know which way around they're going to move their fullbacks, which is obviously different to FM24 to every FM is the role they select for that is going to be hugely different and going to affect massively what formation they end up in possession. Right, we've got a highlight starting deep for City. Let's watch what happens with their players. This might have been after a set piece, which is why Rodrigo is so far out of position. Let's watch them here. So we've got, come on, let's get forward to get rotations kicking in here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here, oh, this is interesting actually. Yeah, I was just about to say, I'm seeing Diaz moving like a libero a second ago, and that now has confirmed it. So Ruben Diaz is definitely a libero. So you've got inverted fullback, centre-back, and then libero. So Diaz is going in as a libero. So I don't really want Diaz to be have his PI set to never be pressed anymore. Sorry. So yeah, Diaz, we're going to take that off you because you're going to be moving into midfield all the time, which is fine. That means really they're the back line. So I'm going to say don't press these lads ever. Don't engage them, please. We'll leave them. Diaz, I'm just going to say, I guess we do go press hard. I'm not going to go press hard on him, though. We'll leave it like that. We'll leave it like that, and we'll see how that goes for us. He takes some touches. He's going to look to play it into handle. Back to the keeps. Okay, right centre-back is open. This is where are we going with that? Asan brings it. I'll tell you what. We got away with it. Dardai, into here, please, mate. Into here. No. We're a bit slow releasing the ball right now, so that's not a good start. We're winning. It's absolute chaos here. Just nail somebody. Let's win the ball back. They're going to play it through to Haaland, who looked questionably offside, but he's got away with it. Goes through. Now he's through. One-on-one. Is he going to score? It's Erling Haaland. Of course he does. 1-0 to City. Petty's got this. Plays it into nobody. Loses the ball. Kevin De Bruyne into Erling Haaland. Well, that should be 2. It's not great, is it? We need to release the ball quicker, I think. We're going to go directness up, tempo up. Let's get this going, lads. Come on, let's release it a bit more, please. Corner for City, whipped in towards the far post. Going to be headed away. Oh, it's a bloody penalty. This could be game over. Erling Haaland with the penalty. 5 minutes per half time. Oh, City going to go 2-0 up. We've not really created too much in this game. Erling Haaland shoots, and it's a save from the goalkeeper. We'll take that. Thank you. Well, we've still got a chance. Only 1-0. We're going to say disappointed in the possession that we've had. We are struggling to do much with it. I'm feeling like if they're going to play a 3 at the back post rotations, let's go with 2 players up front and press the 3. Because, wow. Mid-block, no, I'm not sure about this. I'm just thinking on the mid-block side, we do want somebody to sit on the pivot player, but only before they play out. Only before the rotations kick in. Once the rotations kick in, I'd rather us play with 2 strikers. So basically, because we can't really do that, it's a pick your poison situation. I guess mid-block should do that well enough with them both the strikers. I guess you could go with that maybe, so that it doesn't matter which one it is. One of them's going to pick him up, whichever side he floats to. Let's try a bit of this. Let's see how that goes for 20 minutes. Oh, highlight. Throw in. Chilafia. Right back. Dardai. It's going to be Chilafia. Oh, no, Hassan's not going to get there. Rico Lewis brings it down. It's deflected. Ivan turns. Oh, what's he doing, Jeff? It's absolute... Oh, it's a calamity, this 1-1. We've absolutely stolen one. Let's not watch the replays. That was some great football from us. No, we'll watch replays. Watch it again in all its glory. This was absolutely calamitous of the highest order. First of all, that. And then what is he doing? Why doesn't he turn and shoot? But all's well that ends well because he gets whipped back in. Ruben Diaz, not quite sure what's going on there, son, but we'll take that, and it's 1-1. Okay, set piece for City, whipped in. Can we get on a counter? No, not like that we can't. They're going to bring it down. They're going to get themselves an attack. Kevin De Bruyne into Ansu Fati. Left-hand side, cuts inside for City. Far post, headed away. Abada brings it down. There's nobody there, though. It's going to be their highlight. Ruben Diaz into Kevin De Bruyne. Rodders. Is it going to be a goal? Is the only question. Oh, Edison. What, maybe? Mistake coming? Go make a mistake. Oh, no. Erling's picked out. Flicked on. Papetti. Bernardo Silva whips back in. Erling Haaland. Oh, it's... Of all the ways to concede, a goal like that. 2-1. Ivan off. Sammy on. We'll take off Dardai and throw on Muslija. And let's make a change at left back as well, because why not? We've gone all out attack to try and get back into the game. Are we going to get a goal last minute to get a draw? But it does leave us in the table, actually. It leaves us 18th, still pretty comfortable. In fact, we'll be through after this if results stay as they are. Obviously, we're not doing anything to confirm that. Everybody else is dropping points. Set piece for City late on, goes far post, headed towards goal, hits the post, is going to be cleared away, and we survive. Last kick of the game. Is it going to be a last-minute goal? If we get a draw, we're definitely going to be through, because there's not enough teams that could possibly score late on to win their games to make that not happen. Edison's going to get to this here. Oh, it's dangerous here. Costina says, I got this, boss. What's he going to do with it? Whips it in. Abada, far post. Samu scores! We stole it, the Etihad! Pep's been done by Venezia! Oh dear, I'll tell you what, if you look at these match stats, we've absolutely done them. Like, absolutely put a number on them. It is going to be 2-2. Venezia are going to steal it. It's going to be, wow, okay, the game isn't over yet. Let's not get too carried away, because the game isn't actually over yet. I'm going to put him to that, I think. You can stay as that's fine. You can go to support duty. We're going to go time wasting up. The counter can come off. That'll do. Hopefully the boys can see out from this situation. Yeah, we'll go with that. Wow, we'll take a bit of this. Watch this again on the replay before the stuff goes in. I knew it was going to be a chance when Edison played this pass, and then I wasn't sure he was going to get to it. It looked like a Abada's name pepped to it first, but Samu says, get off me, lads, I got this. Big 65 Samu nods it down, 2-2. Can we steal a point? The answer is yes. We get the point at the Etihad, which confirms us into the knockout stages of the Champions League, actually, is what that's going to do for us. I tell you what, it's games like that where you just think, is there a chance where we could steal a Champions League out of nowhere? Yet teams who got playoff spots, Newcastle, Barcelona, Manchester City, Venezia, Chelsea, PSV guaranteeing themselves a Champions League playoff place. There you go. We'll take a bit of that and save the game. And that means that is going to be the last game in today's episode, which is funny to me because I've only just started recording, because I recorded the first half of this a long time ago. But there you are. So January wasn't a great month for us. As a channel, I guess, but we got there in the end. We're going to get ourselves finally a good result in today's episode. I was going to say a win. It basically is a win, though, because it confirmed us through. Really good point. It means we can rotate for the Arsenal game, because the result doesn't really matter anymore. And yeah, it means we're going to finish January definitely in the top 4. And we could be comfortably in second place, too, if we were to win the next game, which is going to happen off of camera here in a second. But that is going to do us. Champions League, we are through to the knockout stages. Fucking get in there, lads. And in Serie A, we're going to finish ourselves second. So good end to the episode after some poor results on camera. That one still annoys me badly, the extra time game against Roma, because the Italian Cup was there for us this year, and now it's not there for us. But that was interesting. Don't forget, City's XG was massively inflated because of the penalty. So if you consider they're the home team and they're the massive favourites, you know, they had, roughly a 2.5-ish XG in total, with a 1.24 XG. I mean, if you give us that in most knockout games against the really top side, your Cities, Real Madrids, etc., we might have a chance, you know, because I'd expect us to do slightly better against other teams. Obviously, there's the odd time where we'll get the tactics really well, you know, done. Obviously, there'll be the times where we get our tactics really spot on and we'll be able to minimise that gap even more. We might get slightly more XG and get them on slightly less. I'm talking about really top teams away from home here. And there'll be sometimes where we get it wrong, and it goes badly wrong. So we're not ready to win it yet. We're not good enough where if we do something tactically and it's not working quite the way that we'd hope, the players are good enough to bail us out. Basically, if we're perfect, we can win games. If we're not perfect, the players aren't going to bail us out, is where we're currently at right now. But well, that's fine. You know, we've jumped a long way in 2 years, so that is absolutely fine. But that is going to do your episode. So looking to the next one, it ain't going to be that. I don't know when it's going to come up, but it has to be the Champions League, right? Whenever the next Champions League knockout game is, it'll probably be... I need to keep the games down a bit, so it's going to probably be 3 games maximum. It'll be the Champions League knockout first leg, 1 league match in the middle, then we'll finish off with the second leg. So whoever we get and wherever it is, that's going to be your next episode. It probably won't be too far in advance. We won't miss too many league matches. You might miss 3 or 4 league matches at the most, I would expect. Not too much more than that, because we're not going to be through to the... we're going to be in the very next round, right? So there is that to play for, but that's an extra potential. If we to get through, that's an extra £8 million or so, isn't it? So could be good for the old money as well, looking good for the football club, which is good to see. That's going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting the series and the channel all the way through. I really do appreciate all of your support, whether it's on Twitter, now X, whether it's YouTube, wherever it is. Also, one final thing, I have opened up my my DMs on Twitter to anybody. So like the person I referred to in the middle part of the video, if anybody is ever struggling, please feel free to reach out. And I mean that genuinely. You're probably thinking, he has how many thousand subscribers on YouTube or whatever. Why would he couldn't possibly listen to everybody? I mean, first of all, not every single person's going to message, but I want everybody to know that genuinely from me, the absolute offer is there. I think that this is something that I'd love to speak about in maybe a different podcast on a different channel at some point. But I really think that since the introduction of social media, maybe smartphones at the same sort of time, that where before people's friendships were built on going and seeing people in person, going, in the late 90s, early 2000s, going to play football in the park, going to the cinema, doing things as friends in person. Your friendship groups and your friendship relationships were much closer than I feel like they are now. So when people sort of sleepwalk into the trap of like spending time with friends and people is like messages on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, whatever it is. And then when people go through dark times, I don't think that people realize how much people really need to see people and spend time with people and have people take time out of their lives to speak to them. So if anybody is feeling down, going through a shit time, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are in the world, my messages are always open for you. If you've been there and supported my channel, even by watching one video in any form, you follow me, whatever it is, I'm 100% here for anybody that goes through a tough time. If I can help in any way, reach out to me. I'm here for all of you. I always will be. Whether the channel is still going or not, I'll always be here for people. Wherever I'm in the world, whatever I'm doing in football, I'll always be here for all of you. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you for watching the episode. The next one will be out pretty soon after this one. I'll record it probably tomorrow. Today's Friday, tomorrow. Yeah, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow or Sunday, I'll get the next one recorded. So we'll get these going out fairly regularly. And yeah, but that being said, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series, and I'll see you all, of course, next time.